All right, so I just did a video on the pros and cons of working for a 9-to-5 company / corporate America, being an employee. In this video, I'm going to talk about the pros and cons of being an entrepreneur / business owner. So let's jump right into it. Here are some of the positives. Freedom and flexibility. Pretty much you can sleep in late and you can get off work whenever you want. You don't have any punch in, clock in and clock out. You work on your own time. Simple as that. Another one is total control. You pretty much are in control because it's your business. You are the business owner. So you make all the rules and regulations, and you don't have to worry about inheriting a set of rules and regulations that might not be in line with your values. You can have control over all of that. Another positive is the income potential. You do not have to be in a pay grade like an employee. Instead, you make your own bar of how much money you want to make annually, and then that's all based on your work efforts. Another positive is you gain a lot of variety of skills. So pretty much you're wearing a whole bunch of hats, you're doing a lot of different things, and in that goal of being an entrepreneur / business owner, you're going to gain a lot of skills that some people might not gain had they not stepped out there in faith on their own merit. The biggest positive I would say from my personal experience of seeing entrepreneurs do it at a high level is doing what they love to do and figuring out how to make it pay them. Imagine going to work where it doesn't even feel like work, it's just something you do every day. For example, like traveling. What if you love to travel and you create your own travel agency business and it's lucrative? I mean, that's a good life to get paid to travel doing what you already love doing. That's amazing. So those are some of the positives. Now let's talk about some of the drawbacks of being an entrepreneur / business owner. I know I mentioned freedom and flexibility as a positive in the aspect of waking up late and getting off early or working when you want, but it can also be a downside to that because the reality is if you don't work, you don't get paid. You don't have annual leave to pay you if you're off like an employee does, for example. And I can hear it in the back already, the entrepreneurs and business owners that are saying, well, I have investments. That's what I do. I have real estate. I have stocks. So that's not a problem. That's not true. Well, the reality is in this video, we're not talking about your outside investments. You don't have to be an entrepreneur to have investments. You can be an employee and have those same investments. So I'm not going to factor that in. We're just talking about what yields in money strictly on what you're doing. And the reality is, as an entrepreneur / business owner, if you don't show up to work, if you ever get sick, you don't get paid, you cannot serve your customers because you took a chance to go and do it yourself as opposed to having a company pay you for annual or sick leave. Another downside is the financial risk. You got to put up your own money. So if it doesn't work for you, even if you get loans, that money you can't recoup back and you just took a loss. You know, it's a risk that you got to be willing to take. Another downside is it could be more stressful. Most employees might work an 8-hour day. Some entrepreneurs / business owner, many of them actually have to work double that. They might have to put in 16 hours a day just to get their business started and try to keep it consistently going. It's tough. You know, you're going to have longer work hours more often than not. Another downside is the major sacrifices, you know, your personal life, your personal relationships. You might have to start minimizing or cutting people off to an extent to get your business started and stay so focused on that. And that's just the reality of it. A lot of these people that do it at a high level don't have a big circle of friends. And some people are okay with that and some aren't. They start realizing they're missing out on a lot of life things because they're so invested into their business. So that can happen. And I would say overall, collectively, you know, it's just really about what your goals are and how you want to do it. Not all entrepreneurships are doom and gloom that are at a high level of success, but the reality is the vast majority of entrepreneurs are not in the top 5%. The majority that are outside the top 5% that just living this life, if you will, they are struggling financially to keep their things going. And some of them even have to get jobs to finance their business so that way they can keep their business afloat. And then some just go out of business. So if you're doing it at a level that you set your bar to, congratulations to you, and I hope you much success. But the reality is everybody's not going to be fit to be an entrepreneur, just like everybody's not going to be fit to be an employee. It all comes down to your hard work and dedication. To me, there's no one way better than the other. It all comes down to the individual and your goals and what you do within your means. You can make success as an entrepreneur or an employee. It's all up to you. Both of them have their pros and cons. Just do what's best for you based on the research and the goals that you have. Many blessings.